Welcome to this comprehensive video on evaluating state policies to seek legal parity in international migration. Today we will focus on two controversial policy areas: retirement age differentials and mandatory military conscription, and how to approach relocation pragmatically. We will move step by step, starting with migration feasibility and then transitioning into targeted legal reviews. By the end, you will have a structured framework and checklist to research and compare countries while understanding the trade-offs involved. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal or financial advice. Policy landscapes change, and interpretations vary by jurisdiction. You must verify details through official government sources, consulates, or qualified professionals before making decisions. Additionally, nothing here encourages evading legal obligations, including conscription or tax duties. The goal is informed, lawful planning. In this agenda, we will begin with the overall context and key issues relevant to gender parity in law. Next, we will present a pragmatic roadmap for migration feasibility. Then, we will dive deeper into two policy domains: retirement age differentials and military conscription. After that, we will use diagrams and a practical checklist to structure your research. We will conclude with trade-offs and decision factors, followed by quick quizzes to help you retain the material. To set the context, we focus on explicit legal burdens that can differ by gender. First, retirement age policies may impose longer mandatory working years and contribution periods for men in some jurisdictions. Second, mandatory military conscription often falls on men, interrupting civilian life and introducing physical risk. Despite the sensitivity of these topics, migrants should evaluate them seriously alongside the practicality of migrating. We will frame the discussion around feasibility first, and then targeted legal review of candidate countries. The challenge is that while inequality discussions often concentrate on harms experienced by women, there are explicit statutory areas that burden men uniquely, notably differential retirement ages and military conscription. Open dialogue may be difficult due to controversy or skepticism. However, approaching the issue through a structured, evidence-based lens is crucial. The pragmatic approach suggests you first identify countries where you have realistic pathways to residency or citizenship, and only then conduct detailed policy comparisons to assess legal burdens. Start by mapping realistic immigration pathways based on visa categories such as skills, education, ancestry, investment, or family. Then create a short list of feasible destinations. Next, verify the status of conscription in each country. Determine whether it is mandatory, dormant, or abolished, and note exemptions or alternatives. After that, analyze retirement law, focusing on statutory retirement ages, minimum contribution years, and any gender-based differences. Quantify how these rules affect lifetime wealth and personal freedom. Finally, compare trade-offs across your shortlist and record your reasoning to support a well-justified decision. This flowchart illustrates the migration decision pipeline. First, identify feasible pathways through visas or citizenship eligibility. Next, narrow to a shortlist. Then, branch into two major checks: conscription status and retirement parity. For conscription, collect data on whether service is mandatory, dormant, or abolished, service length, and alternatives, such as civil service. For retirement, record statutory ages, contribution years, and gender differences. After gathering data, recombine the branches to quantify lifetime impact in terms of money and time. Finally, compare trade-offs and make a documented decision supported by verified sources. This table offers a structured checklist for targeted policy review. For conscription, capture whether service is mandatory, dormant, or abolished, including eligibility by gender and age, service length, deferments, civil alternatives, and penalties. For retirement, record statutory ages by gender and any equalization timelines, along with early or normal retirement age rules and indexation. For contributions, gather minimum years, vesting rules, portability, and totalization agreements. For tax impacts, note any gender-specific benefits or rules. For exemptions, check education, disability, or caregiver-based provisions. Finally, for verification, log update cadence, the last review date, and primary citations from official sources. Economic longevity refers to how long you are expected or required to work and contribute before accessing pension benefits. If statutory retirement ages differ by gender, men may face more years of mandatory labor and potentially fewer years receiving benefits. Examine the statutory age, minimum contribution years to qualify, early versus normal retirement options, and any gender-based differences. Use actionable metrics: effective retirement age compared to the legal age, contribution years required for eligibility, and whether equalization reforms are scheduled in law. Also consider portability, if you might relocate again. A useful heuristic is to estimate net pension years by subtracting legal retirement age from expected longevity, while recognizing this is a simplification and not a substitute for actuarial analysis. When assessing conscription, first determine whether service is mandatory, dormant, or abolished. Then, clarify eligibility by gender and age, role assignments, and typical service durations. Investigate the availability of civil alternatives, recognized conscientious objection pathways, deferments for education, and exemptions for medical or caregiving reasons. Factor in risks, including physical danger and disruptions to education and employment. Finally, maintain thorough documentation with official citations and record the date of your last verification. The policy parity ideal prioritizes maximum legal symmetry, no mandatory conscription, and fully equalized retirement ages across genders. This narrows the list and may exclude countries where you have strong immigration prospects. By contrast, the feasibility first strategy prioritizes places where you can secure residency or citizenship. While some policy imperfections may exist, you can still aim to minimize explicit legal burdens. This approach typically yields a broader, more achievable set of options. This mind map organizes the core factors of your relocation decision. Under feasibility, include visa options, processing timelines, and costs. For conscription, track the current status, recognized alternatives, and penalties. For retirement, capture statutory age, contribution requirements, and equalization plans. In wealth impact, include taxation, benefit portability, and potential bilateral agreements. Risk tolerance should reflect security conditions and potential career disruption. Verification covers the reliability of sources and the last updated date. Finally, personal priorities encompass family needs, language, and lifestyle preferences. Quiz time. The question is, what should you do before comparing conscription and retirement policies across countries? Option A. Start calculating pension amounts immediately. Option B. Identify countries where you realistically qualify for residency or citizenship. Option C. Skip feasibility and focus on ideal policy parity. Option D. Choose the country with the lowest tax rate. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to identify countries where you realistically qualify for residency or citizenship. This aligns with the feasibility first approach, ensuring that you focus your research where relocation is actually possible. Next question. When evaluating conscription, which verification is most crucial? Option A. Whether conscription is mandatory, dormant, or abolished, and the existence of alternatives. Option B. The number of military parades held annually. Option C. Availability of beach resorts near bases. Option D. The design of the military uniform. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is verifying whether conscription is mandatory, dormant, or abolished, and confirming recognized alternatives. These details directly determine your legal obligations, potential risks, and planning options. These are the key takeaways. Begin with feasibility and construct a shortlist. Then, compare explicit legal burdens in conscription and retirement policies. Document your sources, including dates and official citations. Quantify how the policies affect your freedom and lifetime wealth. Finally, recognize that no country offers perfect parity, so you must understand and accept trade-offs. To wrap up, start with eligibility pathways rather than idealized targets. Verify conscription status and retirement parity using official sources. Use the checklist and diagrams to structure your research. Finally, make a documented decision that you can defend with evidence and clear reasoning. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please like the video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more structured deep dives. In the comments, tell us which policy factor matters most in your decision and why. Your insights help the community learn together.